and he claims that his father hoisted him up to a ladder that led up to the top deck where there was windows and openings of the ark, and that was one of his claims that George Gopi had mentioned during a 1973 interview while people were at the time were doing an expedition to search for Noah's Ark at the time, and he wasn't alone. And there was another man, but eyewitness by the name of Ed Davis, a local veteran who had a veteran who was stationed in Turkey during the Second World War, and he was led up to the mountaintop and also saw a boat-like object. Unlike Georgia Gopi in this is Ed Davis right here. Now, unlike the previous video that showed Georgia Gopi's account of the boat intact, his version claimed that the boat broke in two. In the boat, you could see from the inside of the ark. He claimed that he could see the corrals and the bird cages of where the animals were probably housed inside the ark. Though people and he claimed that he in his account was just as identical as Georgia Gopi's was. He says he'd never known the other eyewitness of his similar previous that's why I'm looking for previous eyewitness sighting of Noah's Ark, and people find his eyewitness account credible and possibly legitimate. But some people have argued that this could be preposterous, that impossible, because people are saying that he saw iron bird cages, but iron bird cages probably weren't around during the time of, I guess, when the incident of Noah's flood took place. It's claimed that it was later during the Bronze Age that iron came into be. Became popular and prevalent at the time, I should say. And there have been other sightings of Noah's Ark from satellite images, and some said that there have been also encountered boat-like objects. One claims that it was broken in half. And this is similar to what I heard about, and people have always said that the earthquakes were prevalent in the area during the time, prevalent in the area of Mount Ararat, and that could explain for how the boat, I guess, during the second eyewitness account was broken in two. It's a similar theory I heard about the Titanic. Explain why the Titanic was found broken in two was because there was an earthquake at some point during the 1920s, 1929, I think it was. But I Googled and browsed and found out there were possibly some earthquakes between this time period, between just a few years after the 1908 sign in 1912 and 1914. There were some earthquakes in Turkey, though they didn't say specifically in the Mount Ararat area, so that's kind of debatable, or kind of what one thing that may not connect with the eyewitness accounts. But those two stories particularly I found interesting, and particularly illustrations of the ark in the snow. I found kind of just, I guess, interesting, that stood out in the documentary. Though yet to this day there hasn't been any legitimate sightings there hasn't been legitimate proof that the boat is in the mountain tops of Mount Ararat. But people continue to claim and see sightings and take satellite pictures, different pictures, claiming to be Noah's Ark ark, and different things have been found, like structures, like pieces of wood in the areas too. And so again, as I said, there hasn't been any proof of the ark being found, and that's why it continues to be a debatable mystery. Now, the other second mystery I want to discuss is Sodom and Gomorrah, which is also in the book of Genesis. And it's also in the episode of History's Mysteries that reference the story of Sodom. Well, reference that there was a city in the Dead Sea that was believed to be the site of the two biblical cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And if you know familiar with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's also just a few pages after Noah's flood that here it is right here and as you know the story Sodom and Gomorrah were two wicked cities, and one of the few righteous people in the city was a man named Lot and his family, and God and he was told by God that the city Sodom and Gomorrah would be destroyed if they wouldn't change their ways, and he pleased with the townspeople raised his hands here that two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gates of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face towards the ground, and he said, "Here now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise early and go on your way." And they said, "No, but we will spend the night in open squares." But in insight strongly, so they turned in to him and entered his house. Then made them at feast and baked leavened bread, and they ate. And now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all people from every quarter, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them cornerly." Now Lot went out to them through the doorway, shut the door behind him, and said, "Please, my brethren, do not do so wickedly. Now I have two daughters who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you. You may do as you wish. Only do nothing to these men," which is the reason they have come under the shadow of my roof. And here in this is the part actually I'll continue this part right here. They said, "Stand back." Then they said, this one came in to stay here. He keeps acting as a judge. Now we will deal war with you than with them. And they pressed hard against the man Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the man reached out to the hands and pulled out Lot's house with them, and then shut the door. And they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great. So they become weary trying to find the door. But as most of you know, they Lot and his family were the only ones spared out of the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. They leave the wicked city as God destroys the town, and they're instructed not to look back at the city as they turn into a pillar of salt. Unfortunately, Lot's wife unfortunately disobeys, and she looks back at the city, and as the city's been destroyed, she turns into a pillar of salt, and leaving just Lot and his daughters, and they take refuge in a cave, and they it's said that they it has it here right here. Then you know then Lot went up to out went I mean then Lot went up out of Zor, dwelt in the mountains, and his two daughters were with him, for he was afraid to dwell in Zor, and he and his two daughters dwelt in the cave. Now the firstborn said to the younger, our father is old, and there is no man on earth to come in to us, as it is the custom of all earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, and we may preserve the lineage of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he did not know when she lay down on when she arose. It didn't happen the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, indeed I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink with wine tonight also, and you go and lie with him, that they may preserve the lineage of our father. Then they made their father drink wine that night. Also, wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Both of the daughters of Lot were with child by their father, and firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He and his father of the Moabites of this day. And the younger she also bore a son called his name Benjamin, and he's the father of the people of Ammon to this day. And that's the story where it ends off there. And it's been it wasn't to the 19 it was in the 1970s, I think late 60s or 70s, that in the Dead Sea they came across a city, ancient ruins of a city, two cities in the Dead Sea. When there was the look that seemed to have met that's the word I'm looking for, demise, demise of a violent demise, some way, of some type of destruction. And people have always, I guess I should say, speculating and debating on what happened to these cities, whether they were a victim, I guess, of war, or a massive fire, war, or siege, I guess, some sort, or even volcanic eruptions or earthquakes that caused the demise of these two cities. Kind of in a way, like a Pompeii 79 AD Pompeii type scenario, where the cities were I guess buried by dust and ash, and many of the victims were killed by a power plastic flow from a volcanic eruption, and the toxic gases killed all the inhabitants in the city. And this is some pictures of the city we're about to show you. This was in, as I said, in the Dead Sea, and as I said, human remains were also found in the city as well. And so suggesting that these cities met a tragic demise, as I said, and as I said, there've been even been theories for theories for even for the Pillar of Salt, as I mentioned before, the story of Lot's wife, she was turned to a pillar of salt, and some people claimed that these conditions that were pillars of salt do naturally occur in the area where these cities were found. So this could have been the inspiration for the story of Lot's wife. The I guess the scientific reasoning for Lot's for people for Lot's wife's demise as well. And they even said that they had found the cave as well where Lot's and his two daughters were located, were nearby the ruins. So it's kind of, you seeing that it's all kind of fitting together with the biblical interpretations of the Bible, or the biblical interpretation of the Sodom and Gomorrah story in this site right here that has some of these same elements close by. Makes you wonder, and it could possibly well be the Sodom and Gomorrah. And I think, in my own opinion, what may occur was that I guess God had set things in motion for an active earthquake or volcanic eruption to occur, destroying the sinful, destroying as a punishment, or destroying the people, inhabitants in the city. And there's though skeptics think that a lot of times people did not understand. This is why I hear commonly that usually at the time people usually thought of disasters like volcanic eruption, earthquake as a form of retribution, or I guess punishment for unjust behavior, sinful behaviors, and that I guess in a way like the wrath of a god or a higher power, and and that's many things theories I hear of, but and it's just I guess that's what stood out for watching this documentary about finding the archaeological ruins of a city that was supposed to be from the Bible, though it hasn't been confirmed if these are the actual cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And so it it's still debate on if Sodom and Gomorrah exists or not to some skeptics, but though I believe that it occurred, and this could be the actual city itself. Though we'll never really, I guess, find the truth until we have some proof. And as in the documentary History of Mystery said, unless there's a sign that says "Welcome to Gomorrah," and time will tell. And that's all I have to discuss about about the two Bible mysteries. Those are the ones that kind of stand out. And I will try to do some more stories relating to the I guess biblical events or biblical stories, and and for my and that's all I had to say for this video. I do plan to I do plan, of course, the month of most of February to do more Black History related subjects, and that's all. And my next, like I do, well, I should say, like what I do with I guess my Halloween videos. I do during 4 videos during the whole month. So that's what I do with Black History Month, doing subjects relating to Black history, for events relating to Black history through the month of February. And that's that's my schedule for this month. So feel free to comment and subscribe to this video. That's another video by Chase Pound. Stay tuned for the next video.